Alright folks, we have some massive silver news that just came out. This is game changing and I will explain why in a second. First, we're talking about the world's largest auto manufacturer moving forwards with a silver solid state battery. We knew that Samsung came out with this new solid state battery that has half the charging time. It lasts forever. It's just much more efficient, and we knew that this was being implemented. I always said that this was just the beginning. It's not just going to be Samsung, it's going to be other companies, and it's going to be implemented in more EVs moving forwards, just requiring much more silver. Well, now we have the world's largest auto manufacturer pushing this solid state battery. This is huge, folks. So before we jump into this, make sure you subscribe. I post daily silver videos. If you guys want to check out the Secret Silver Society, I'm doing monthly giveaways over there. Actually 6 days away from our first giveaway. Well, I used to do giveaways last year, so go check that out. Links in the description. If you want to buy precious metals, info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. Thanks for sticking around through all of that. Let's jump into the news. China's BYD accelerates global dominance as it pioneers silver-based solid-state batteries, aiming to revolutionize EV performance, safety, and energy density while challenging Western rivals. The world's biggest automaker, China's BYD, has unveiled its move towards a revolutionary silver solid-state battery, a breakthrough poised to redefine the future of electric vehicles. This next-generation technology not only promises half the charging time, but also delivers twice the driving range, double the lifespan, and does it all at just 40% of the weight of today's lithium-ion packs. The implications are enormous: lighter cars, longer journeys, faster recharges, and a total reshaping of costs and performance across the EV sector. With these advancements, BYD positions itself to leave competitors scrambling in its rearview mirror. Now, that is a fact. We are going to keep advancing technologically in this new digital era. This is just the beginning. Just like when the UK mandated all their roofs are solar, I mentioned it's not just going to be the UK. Every automobile company by the year 2030 is headed towards being electric. This is just not realistic for how much silver we have. And that's the whole point of this. It's just getting worse and worse. Yes, this is great. Silver is so efficient. It's the most highly conductive metal, so nothing's going to be able to replace it. We actually, since it's so efficient, we're actually going to be needing more and more silver with all of these new advancements, especially with efficiency. These batteries are a prime example. Half the charging time, twice the driving range, and double the lifespan at just 40% of the weight. Don't you think that's going to be implemented on a mass scale? Just wait until it's also Tesla and every other automaker. Now, paper trading in silver isn't just a crime against markets, it's a crime against anyone who believes in honest price discovery and actual ownership. Yet, perversely, the derivatives circus on COMEX handed physical stackers a chance to front-run one of the greatest wealth transfers in history of commodities. The paper dam is cracking, and every ounce held outside the casino looks smarter by the day. Rigged markets, real consequences. For decades, the COMEX silver market operated more like a dark comedy than a free market. Mountains of derivative contracts, futures, options, and over-the-counter swaps were traded back and forth, most with no hope of real delivery. The sheer volume of paper shorts, now exceeding 675 million ounces just on the futures and call options, dwarfed the amount of silver available for actual settlement, effectively distorting prices and suppressing investors' returns. The audacity: no one running these short books could ever hope to locate, let alone deliver, the billion-plus ounces they've contracted. That's not trading, that's institutional fraud. And it really is. Ted Butler really did a good job, rest in peace. He did a really good job at explaining how criminal this activity is. This isn't just a little, shady scheme that all banks do or the government does. This is very, very illegal. And Ted Butler, in his work, always really came through and broke down how criminal this activity is and how these guys should be thrown in prison for life. I'll compare that to JP Morgan's employees that got sent to prison. I think Michael Nowak got like 3 to 5 years or something along those lines for manipulating silver's price. It's called spoofing, placing false buy or sell orders on the exchanges, canceling the order before it goes through. Well, these guys shouldn't get sent to prison for 3 to 5 years. The guys on the COMEX, which not ironically, JP Morgan owns the top dogs at the COMEX, or the SLV now. If Michael Nowak's getting sentenced to prison for 3 to 5 years for spoofing, these guys doing this on the COMEX should be sent to prison for life. This is on a much, much, much bigger scale, and it's so much more cruel and just sinister. Now, we're coming back full circle to the whole point of the Samsung silver state batteries. Physical shortage ignites opportunity. While paper pushers play musical chairs with phantom ounces, real demand is going thermal. Right, and that's also what Ted Butler also mentioned, is this type of suppression can't exist forever. Silver deposits are shrinking for the 5th year in a row, creating a structural deficit as global consumption goes vertical. Solar panels, the fastest growing industrial use for silver, advanced military tech, and cutting-edge batteries, notably BYD's all-new silver state solid, or this state design, which is driving up physical needs beyond what miners can produce. As Samsung follows BYD into silver-based solid-state batteries, electrification trends and military adoption will outstrip stagnant mining output. And then the stackers saw it coming. We did. Silver stackers, those stubborn buyers of physical bars, coins, and ounces, have been accused of naivety for decades. The reality, they saw through the charades, right? Price is the greatest tool of misdirection. I should get a shirt that says that. Stackers understood what most institutional shorts ignored. Manipulated prices always snap back to the reality of supply and demand. Exactly. And if you're a viewer of my channel, you guys will know exactly what this word is. I hate that S word. What's that S word? Speculation. Why is silver's price tied so much to the perception of something, of news, of fear, uncertainty, doubt, or stock market volatility? Why is silver's price pegged so much to speculation when it should be off the fundamentals of supply and demand? Well, that's because a lot of this. But we are going back to the fundamentals. When you're talking about something that has intrinsic value, physical value within itself, that's where it will inevitably, and that's where the bottom line always goes to. Silver stackers will always get the last laugh. It might not be today or tomorrow or next month, but it will happen. Those holding physical silver at artificially cheap prices are about to see a generational payoff as shortages become impossible to paper over, right? And that's basically what I'm saying. He just said it a little better. Margin call apocalypse, the inevitable climax. The current derivatives exposure spread across futures, options, SLV, ETF shorts, and even the alleged billion-ounce short position at Bank of America is a ticking financial time bomb. If silver prices snap higher, as mounting evidence says they must, and I like the word they must, the shorts will get slaughtered by relentless margin calls, forced buy-ins, and lockstep panic that will send prices vertical. In this scenario, owning paper silver is a death sentence, but owning physical is a coronation. Now, I just want to pause real quick because reading that reminded me of something of a second ago when they were talking about, how naive silver stackers can be. There's a lot of people, even stackers, for example, that are very bearish on silver, but they still stack. They just almost seem like I am a huge silver pumper. Not saying they called me out, but like channels like mine, or someone who's very bullish on silver and says that nothing's happened yet and there's a lot of potential. Those guys, people who go against the grain just to go against the grain, without even any logical thought. They just do the opposite or say the opposite of everyone else just to stand out or just to rebel. Because guarantee, last year, if you would have asked those guys, the people that are bearish, Last year, when silver was like 20 something dollars, if you would have asked them what silver would be on August 25th, 2025, they would have never said $38, $39. They would have said, oh, probably low 20s. But now that it's gone here, they won't acknowledge that. They won't acknowledge that silver's almost doubled in the last year. No, 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 no. But they're still talking today as if silver will never do anything. But then when you look back at the reality of silver percentages or how much it's gone up, the numbers speak for themselves. Now, yes, people get desensitized to higher prices, so you don't really see how much it's risen unless you really step back. Especially with something like silver, it's not like it's going up thousands of percent in a couple of months like some of these cryptos did. But still, those types of people are very toxic, right? I'm not saying silver's going to skyrocket tomorrow. And when I say skyrocket, I'm not talking about thousands of dollars. All I'm saying is that silver definitely has opportunity to hit triple digits. If it's already hit 50 back then in 2011 and 1980, given the scenarios and the circumstances that were happening, playing along, it's no brainer that once it hits $50 for the third time, it most likely will go up to 100 shortly after, then probably pull back a little bit. That's not even the point though. The point is $38 silver is extremely undervalued compared to the dollar's value, compared to gold, the gold to silver ratio, or comparing gold's value to silver on just so many levels. So saying that silver has a lot of potential, that's not really saying much. It's just stating the obvious. It's stating the facts. It's stating the actual fact because it's suppressed. The only reason it's not up to those prices is because it's suppressed. And we're saying that the suppression will end. And when it does, then silver's true price discovery, its true value will rise. That's not misleading anyone. That's not giving unrealistic hope or false expectations. That's just being a realist and seeing the truth before anyone else does, right? I just want to get that across. Now, I'm not saying silver's going to hit $500 next year, but I guarantee that someday you will be wishing you could go back to August 25th, 2025 and pay, let's see, what is silver's price right now? You will be wishing you could go back to August 25th, 2025 and pay $38.74 for an ounce of silver. You will be wishing you could build a time machine and go back to that. Just like last year, you wish you could go back and pay $20-something for an ounce last year. Don't you? Those people back then, they were commenting away on YouTube videos, probably talking crap on my YouTube videos. Oh, silver won't hit $38. But it did. $40 silver will never see that. Silver will never break past 30, but it did. Where are you now? Probably still talking crap, saying that we're over promoting it. No, it's not over promoting. It's really, at the end of the day, it's really helping people preserve their wealth or save their wealth or take control of their wealth as we are, or they are, not us, as they are the everyday person keeping their money in their savings account where their money is burning away. We're giving them an opportunity, an option, a solution, an alternative to do so. And that's as black and white as it can get. I mean, I'm not a silver pumper. There's a lot of people that say $500 silver by next year or triple digit silver by the end of the year even. Like, that's not me. I'm not your guy to say any of that. Even if silver stays at these prices for the next several years, that is still multiple thousands of times better than keeping your money in your bank account where it's literally diminishing in purchasing power. The dollar has lost 98% of its purchasing power. Silver, if you guys want to see some actually percentages, silver holds its value. The last 20 years, silver's up 477%. The last 5 years, it's up 43%. The last year, it's up 29.53%. Last 6 months, it's up 23% in the last 6 months. And remember, 90% of the movement happens the last 10% of the leg. But you also know what else has been diminishing is the purchasing power of the dollar. So put $100 in silver and then keep that $100 bill to do both things. Spend $100 on silver, keep that in your right hand, keep a $100 bill in your left hand, wait 5 years, and tell me what, even just wait a year, and tell me which one holds its value, is the smarter alternative. Just like a walking Liberty $50 back in the day could get you a gallon of gas. That same coin can get you a gallon of gas. See, back in the day, you were spending the 50 cents for the Walking Liberty $50 because gas was 50 cents and the coin had 50 cents of silver inside of it. So you were exchanging the face value of the coin for the gas. Nowadays, 50 cents can't get you a gallon of gas, but since silver is timeless, you can still get gallons of gas because you could sell the silver inside of the coin, the 50-cent coin, for 20 bucks, get yourself several gallons of gas. Silver is timeless. If you would have kept your money in something like paper back then of the 50 cents, you would be screwed. 50 cents can't get you anything nowadays with gas related. So do you see why putting your money in silver is timeless? Even if silver's price doesn't even go up too much, it's just the natural fact that it has intrinsic value compared to a dollar that's diminishing in purchasing power. Anyways, sorry for that little rant. It just reminded me of something that I heard the other day. But anyways, margin call apocalypse, the inevitable climax. Or we already went over that. So silver's bullish case has never been clear. Mining output is stagnant. And by the way, I'm not going to stop my rant, actually. And by the way, the guys that still say, oh, silver, silver's not going to do it, it's going to stay at $35 for the next couple years. How unrealistic is that? Like, how unrealistic, especially given the statistics, right? We broke past 14-year highs. We're at a 37-year cup and handle. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Don't just go off don't just go off of your thoughts or just trying to be the naysayer or the rebellious person in the room to stick out in the YouTube comment section. Look at this realistically. Silver's bullish case has never been clear. Mining output is stagnant, even as demand outpaces supply for 5 years straight. Solar adoption, military tech, and EVs, BYD and Samsung, will only accelerate the squeeze. Structural deficit gives silver producers pricing power not seen in generations. Physical stackers are positioned to benefit from the greatest short covering rally in commodities history. In hindsight, paper trading wasn't just a crime, it was an opportunity for those awake enough to buy real silver at a discount. The table's set, the stackers are seated. And by the way, why do you, and yes, here we go. The people buying it, that's not the crime. The people that set the price was the crime, or were the criminals. But get this. Why in the world did Saudi Arabia just buy 932,000 contracts? 932,000 contracts, silver contracts on the SLV. Saudi Arabia did. And China did a couple weeks ago. On the COMEX, by the way. We're talking about Saudi Arabia went on the COMEX and bought 932,000 contracts of the SLV. That was my most recent video, I'm pretty sure. I cover so much dang stuff every day. I don't even remember if it was my last video, but it was one of my last videos, and I broke that news to you. You probably didn't hear it unless you're subscribed to my channel. I don't know if anyone else covered it. Andy Scheckman probably talked about it in one of the million podcasts he does, but that's important stuff to look at, right? People know what's going on. They know that Western suppression, price suppression it's silly. It's nonsensical to say that silver is this price naturally. The table is set, the stackers are seated, and the paper shorts are staring into the abyss. The only question left, who gets vaporized when reality finally calls in the margin? Silver stackers won't be the ones begging for delivery. Wow. Tesla's $1.09 trillion market cap against $98 billion revenue gives a price to sales ratio of 11x. So, put bluntly, Tesla's price like fantasy, BYD like reality. Oh, and adding fuel to the fire, guess which of the two companies is adopting the silver solid state battery with these features? It is BYD. And by the way, each of those each EV uses a kilo of silver. You know how big a kilo bar is? That's very important. Anyways, folks, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I did a lot of ranting and rambling. Usually I don't do that, but I try to when it's important and when the context does matter. And I hope you guys appreciate that, or at least enjoy, not even enjoy that, or just understand or can get something from it, because a lot of times context does matter, and I feel like I've been doing this long enough to be able to give insight and perspective where do fits. So yeah, if you do agree with me, comment down below, like the video. If you don't agree, comment down below, like the video. Just be respectful with your thoughts. I know we're all adults here. Sometimes it might not seem like it, but anyways, I love you all. Thank you so much for sticking through this far into the video, by the way. It really does help. And if you have stuck around this long, please like the video as well and comment down below. Even if you just say, hey, love the video, or just whatever. It does help. YouTube engagement helps. And I'm trying to grow this channel to be able to, spread the word of silver's timeless aspect and the dollar's timeful demise. So people can protect themselves and know that there's an alternative. And of course, this is how I pay my bills as well. It never intended to be that way. It kind of just fell into that after, a couple of years of making videos. And I'm so blessed to be able to help people for a living instead of doing something random that doesn't really help anyone, right? So anyways, yeah, I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go join the Secret Silver Society. Links in the description. We're doing monthly giveaways over the 31st. 6 days giveaway. You pay $5 a month, chance to win a $50 or $60 coin. Also, if you want to purchase from us, info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. From now on, every single month on the 31st, you have a chance to win silver, a continuous silver giveaway. Well, if you become a member of the Secret Silver Society on my Patreon, you have that opportunity. So every single month, you have something exciting to look forward to, which would be winning silver. On top of that, you'll have access to a live chat room with other silver stackers where you can post pictures and chat, just hang out with everyone, and have early access to my videos along with supporting me. If this is something you'd like to do, then come join my Patreon. It's patreon.com/silverslayer. Upon joining, you'll be given a monthly raffle ticket and instant access to that chat room. Go introduce yourself. Everyone is super nice, and it's more personal and intimate than a YouTube comment section. Folks, I'm so excited to announce that I've partnered with American medical experts whose purpose is helping veterans get the medical benefits that they truly deserve. Over 17 million veterans aren't receiving their full benefits, and if this is you or someone you know, then act now. American medical experts are offering free consultations through our med team to see how we can help. The med team offers board-certified doctors who have experience working with the VA, comprehensive medical evidence for services like mental health as well. Some of these include your Nexus letter, your DBQs, your TDIUs, your AAs, and more. I want to personally thank American medical experts for helping veterans, but also giving me an opportunity to help veterans as well. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment to get a free consultation through our med team. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless.